Okay, this is the video to review for the test on second of ESO Unit 4 and third of ESO, right? So this is part A on the Christian principalities. So, first important thing to remember, the Muslims never managed to conquer the people of the north. We see this when we look at the repopulation methods later, that there was no repopulation in that area because it was never conquered, so it was never reconquered, okay? Several Christian principalities emerged there, and those later became kingdoms. Okay? The first one we're going to look at is León and Asturias. So, first thing to understand is who were these people? They're from basically Middle Europe. So people think that they went from the area kind of Germany up to Ireland and then came down to Spain. That's what people think. We're not sure. The Astors were Hispano-Celtic inhabitants of what is now Asturias, León, and northern Zamora. So this whole area. Okay? We know they arrived in Spain by the 6th century BC. So see, these are some of the most ancient people in Spain. They had their own kingdoms until in the 6th century AD, so this is after Christ. They were absorbed into the Visigoth kingdom when they were conquered by them. Okay, so situate this in time and place. The Romans didn't really conquer them, I mean, in name, yes, but they weren't very Romanized. And then the Visigoths, which were more similar to them, did manage to conquer them. Okay. They're horse-riding, cattle-raising people, and they live in these little circular huts. So we know lots about Don Pelayo, especially with the 722 Battle of Covadonga, which begins the reconquest, because it was the first battle that the Christians won against the Muslims. And Alfonso I, the first Asturian king. Right, we've seen this statue in Madrid, maybe. Okay. In the 10th century, under Alfonso III, the kingdom expanded into the Duero Valley, where they started calling it the Kingdom of León. Okay, so here we have the Kingdom of León, just to situate who their neighbors are. Right here we have Navarra, is really small. Right, it used to be called Pamplona. This is the Emirate of Córdoba, but as you remember from last year, it's starting to break into Taifa kingdoms. Right, this says in Spanish, Dominios Musulmanes Independientes. That means Taifa Kingdom, Zaragoza. Right, these guys are not with them. So one interesting thing you have here is that you can have alliances between a Christian and a Muslim kingdom against another Christian kingdom. Right? This did happen. Next one is Castilla. So it's governed by León first until the 10th century it becomes independent, and in the next century it becomes a proper kingdom. Okay, Fernando I is the king. In the 12th century, it loses Portugal, which used to be one of its counties, okay, which became independent and became its own kingdom. So now you have Portugal apart, right, León here, and this is Castilla, but it's going to continue to grow, okay? Navarra and Aragon.
Was Portugal part of Spain?
At this time, there was no Spain, so they were all separate kingdoms, okay? In 1230, Castilla and León united under Fernando III and became the crown of Castilla. So this is when we start to see something, right, that looks more like Spain. Okay, this is huge unity here, right? So now you just have Castilla, Portugal, Aragon, Navarra, and Granada. Okay, going back up north, we're looking at Navarra. So first it's this. In the 8th century, it was controlled by the Carolingians of France. In the 9th century, the Arista family gained independence and founded the Kingdom of Pamplona. Okay, in the 11th century, it expanded under Sancho III, so it kind of gained some territory here. And now we'll look at Aragon, a small territory that belonged to Navarra in the 11th century, until the 11th century, and it gained independence under Ramiro I. In 1035, it became its own kingdom. So it started out pretty small. Okay. The big thing is the unity between Aragon and the Condado de Barcelona. So this is the county of Barcelona. This is why Barcelona is called the Ciudad Condal still today, right? Because it was a very important county. So that union creates Aragon. Okay. This is to more or less show how everything ended up for a long time. So if there's a test, if there's a map on the test, this will be the map where you have to show me the different kingdoms, right? This we know is continuing on until 1492 as Muslim, but all the other Christian kingdoms pretty much settle like this.